This week we are going to work with our boxes, our found paper. We are going to tear the box apart. How do they put this together? And when we tear it apart, we flatten it out, and we've got all this drawing space. Or we can tear it up some more. I'm going to tear this down a little bit. You can cut, I guess, but torn edges look cool. And so when I tear this up, rip that up. So I've got this nice little torn edge. Now the good news is I've got a backup piece, but this is also something I can practice with. So I'm gonna make some marks on this with some different utensils, drawing tools, and see what kind of marks we'll make on this with my practice pieces, and these strips can be practiced as well, and maybe I can cut up and collage these into my final piece. The challenge is this week to use a figure as your subject matter, and then really kind of explore mark making, because that's what drawing is, making marks on a surface, making marks with anything on any surface. We are going to create this drawing of a figure, and we're going to really focus on a memory or a feeling or something that connects us to the figure you've decided to use. And the figure that I'm working with is my oldest son, and he's reclining and looking at a computer. This is my plan and sketch, which I will show in more detail. In my planning sketch, you can see I've got my notes for myself. This is just how I plan things. These are, things I'm going to consider. The memories involve, like building like a hardwood background. I grew up in a house with like hardwood walls. It was kind of like a log cabin. This is from the photo reference, and this is all my notes. So this is what we're building the pieces with. I'm going to incorporate some things from my own childhood and into the drawing, and some things that I hope he'll remember as he grows older, but also things that I remember about him in this moment right now. And so as exciting as I am to join this adventure, it requires some thought. I've been in my head for a few days thinking about this, and although my notes are what they are, I still don't know 100% what this is going to look like. It'll be adventure. And you guys can draw with me and create your own adventure, and then we can talk about our drawings afterwards and share some ideas. Who you choose to draw should be somebody you know from a photo you've taken yourself, or somebody that's within a 6-foot radius of you that you're able to study and look at and draw from real life. Again, we're going to focus more on the memory and the emotion of this moment, rather than does it look like who I'm drawing. It's more of a, what are the marks I'm making to create this drawing, because that's what drawing is, making marks on a surface. Working on a surface that isn't our normal drawing surface, but something that we can work from, and what can we create with this? And that'll be the excitement, that will be the adventure. It'll be adventure. So I'm glad you're with us, and I hope you're doing well, and yeah, let's get started. Here are the materials I plan on using. I've got my crayons, I've got some chalk pastels, and my pens and pencils, but pretty much use whatever you want to use. I'm going to try to use materials that most people will have in their household, not get too elaborate with my art supplies, but maybe you don't have any chalk at home, and that's fine. But just kind of use whatever you can. Remember, we're focusing on just making marks on a surface. Here's the finished drawing. To explain it real quick, these represent the walls of the house I grew up in, stylized, and then he's working on his little computer. It sticks out a little bit. So he's working on his computer, and then I added the shark at the bottom because he's been drawing a lot of sharks lately, and sharks are a big thing for him right now. So as he's focusing on doing his schoolwork while being at home, he knows that adventures are slowly gonna come up and take over because his imagination's out of this world. Made mostly with crayons, pencil, some glue, some scissors. But I had a lot of fun making this, and I hope you have fun too. In fact, there it goes. So here we go, working on this week's challenge. Let's see what you guys can come up with. What are you going to do with your found paper, and how awesome is it going to be, and who will be your figure, and what will be the memories? I made that. Can't wait to see what you guys do. So have fun this week. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Let's go outside. Public service announcement for all you at-home artists. You're going to need a little bit of space. I've got a nice little corner of my house to work on things, but you're going to make a mess, and that's part of the art making process. When the powers that be in your household stare at you and shout, "Look at the mess you made! Leave me alone, I'm making art." Regardless, I hope you're making the time, making the space, and having a lot of fun with this. You know, it's something to kind of pursue. Make your marks, enjoy your drawings, have a lot of fun, and just keep doing great things.